All right, we see breaking news to report now from Arizona. Rancher Goerge Alan Kelly will not be tried a second time for the alleged murder of an unarmed man who crossed his private property last year. Kelly was in court today as prosecutors in Santa Cruz County revealed they do not want to proceed with a retrial. The rancher's fate was a hotly debated topic in this community. Signs outside the courtroom today showed one sentiment about his guilt, and in the shooting death of Gabriel Gwen Butamaya. That split opinion was clear last week after the judge declared a mistrial in the case when 8 jurors failed to reach a unanimous verdict. 7 wanted to acquit, just 1 wanted to convict. After the announcement was made today that there would be no second trial, Kelly had this to say.
Nightmare's over.
If you can confess and you can bring what is right,
you say
then
something
there will
to
be no more
family?
murders like this.
They have my sympathy, my sincere sympathy.
Prosecutors had argued that the 48-year-old migrant was part of a group who had walked onto Kelly's ranch and that Kelly fired 9 shots at them, fatally striking Gwen Butamaya. But the defense claimed Kelly only fired warning shots in the air from more than 100 yards away and never meant to hit anyone. And since no bullets were ever found at the crime scene, the rancher's lawyers say there's no evidence that Kelly even shot Gwen Butamaya. In fact, the defense argued the migrant could have been shot by someone else in his group or by rip crews, which are roving bandits who prey on migrants. The many unanswered questions in the first trial would have proven problematic in a second trial, no doubt. But joining us with more on all of this is Dr. Ron Martinelli, a criminologist who worked pro bono as a consultant for Kelly's defense. Great to have you here, Doctor. I want to show, first of all, I just got to get your reaction by the news just in the last hour that there will not be a retrial. You must be happy about this.
I certainly am. I mean, seriously, I mean, all praise to the Lord to free this man and actually his wife. Our, forensic death investigations team, it's the only one in the nation. We put about 8 of our best experts on this case, thousands of pro bono hours putting this case together, independently investigating it, and then providing all of the forensic support, investigative support, writing hundreds of questions for the defense team. We just couldn't be more pleased. And you're looking at people with with probably a couple of 100 years of law enforcement experience. Myself and my colleague Robert Prevost, we've worked hundreds of homicides, and everybody was shaking their heads
at the decision even to bring it to trial in the first place. Okay, you have a photo that you wanted us to show our audience. It's a photo that was taken from the victim's cell phone, his own cell phone. This is it right here. Just moments, a short time before he was killed. You say this photo is significant. Why?
Yes, it's significant. And you notice on the news that they often show like a victim's graduation picture or something. They want to do an emotional capture of the audience. This is Mr. Butamaya as he really was. And, he's dressed in camouflage clothing and tactical boots, and he had an encrypted, sophisticated 2-way radio, and he had field glasses, although not on that day. This was a downloaded photograph of him. And when this photograph was shown in court and the Customs and Border Patrol agents were questioned, they conceded that the way this man is dressed with the backpacks, front and back backpack, was very consistent with a cartel drug smuggling scout or human trafficking scout or a smuggler of either people or...
So when exactly was the photo taken?
It was taken just a couple of days, either a day or 2 days before this particular incident. We dumped his phone. So, we downloaded his phone. We weren't able, because the investigators in this case made some serious errors on how they processed the evidence. We wanted to dump the sophisticated two-way radio as well. You know, this is not a migrant. I mean, I feel very bad that he was shot and killed, but not by Mr. Kelly. But this is not, you know, the false narrative put out by the prosecution that he was a migrant, you know, seeking the American dream. That wasn't the case at all.
Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.